You are already on the train. You do not remember boarding, and that is perfectly all right. Some journeys begin before we are aware of them, quietly assembling themselves around us while we were busy thinking about other things. The seat beneath you is soft and worn. The fabric, the deep green of old pine forests, shaped gently by 1,000 other travelers who sat here before you and arrived eventually, exactly where they needed to be. Outside the window, Japan is dissolving into the night. The rain began somewhere back in the mountains, or perhaps it was always raining, and you are only now noticing it. The way a sound you have been hearing for hours suddenly becomes audible, when the mind finally grows still enough to listen. The drops slide down the glass in long, wandering trails, each one finding its own unhurried path, merging with others, splitting apart, tracing silver lines through the darkness without any plan at all, and arriving, somehow, perfectly. The train moves with a rhythm that your body already knows. It is the sound of distance becoming smaller without any effort on your part. You are not driving. You are not steering. You are not responsible tonight for the direction of anything. The tracks were laid long before you arrived, and they know precisely where they are going. And all that is asked of you, the only thing, the singular, beautiful thing asked of you tonight, is simply to be here, in this warm wooden cabin, while the world slides gently past. A small amber lamp glows beside you, warm as candlelight, warm as the last hour before sleep used to feel when you were very young, and the world was still something that happened to you softly. It casts its light only as far as it needs to, across the grain of the wooden panel, across the surface of your hands resting open in your lap, across the fogged lower edge of the window, where the cold outside meets the warmth within, and makes something quiet and beautiful of the difference. You have been thinking for a long time. You have been thinking for so long that you may have forgotten it is something you are doing, and not something you simply are. But the mind, like a river that has been running fast through narrow places, eventually finds a wider valley. It slows, it spreads, it becomes less urgent and more vast. The thoughts are still there, drifting on the surface, but they no longer demand anything of you. You can watch them the way you watch the rain-blurred lights of a small station passing, a yellow platform lantern, a vending machine glowing red and white in the dark, a single figure standing under an umbrella who doesn't look up. And then they are gone. And the countryside opens again into darkness and mist, and the soft impression of hills against a sky the color of deep water. Somewhere ahead, the train bends gently around a long curve, and for a moment you can see the carriages in front of you, their windows lit like a string of paper lanterns floating through the rain. Each one holds its own small world of amber warmth. Each world is complete. Each world is traveling effortlessly in the same direction as yours. There is a philosophy that grows naturally in places like this, in the quiet spaces between departure and arrival, in the hours when the doing is finished and only the being remains. It does not require learning. It requires only this: the willingness to stop holding the river still. The water moves. It has always moved. The tightness in your chest, that clenched, familiar tightness, is simply the last remaining effort of a hand that forgot it was allowed to open. Open. Outside, a rice field appears briefly in the darkness, flooded with rain, reflecting the gray clouds above so perfectly that for one long, suspended moment, it is impossible to tell which way is sky and which is earth. And perhaps you think, or perhaps you do not think it. Perhaps you simply feel it, which is softer and truer. Perhaps that is not confusion. Perhaps that is what wholeness looks like from the outside. A seamless thing, a completed circle. The rain falling down into its own reflection, endlessly, peacefully, going nowhere except here. The lamp flickers once, so gently you are not certain it happened at all. Your breath has slowed without your asking it to. Your shoulders have descended from wherever they had been, somewhere near your ears, somewhere in the vicinity of everything you were trying to carry, and have returned now to their natural place, which is lower, which is softer, which is where they were always meant to rest. A tunnel swallows the train whole, and for a few seconds there is only the darkness and the rhythm and the faint reflection of the lamp on the glass. Your own face, loose and unguarded, unfamiliar in its stillness. And then the tunnel releases you, gently, back into the rainy night. More hills, more mist. A river running alongside the tracks for a while, silver and swollen with rain, keeping pace without effort, going where the land asks it to go. You do not need to arrive anywhere tonight. The train knows. The tracks know. The rain, which has been falling on these mountains since long before you were born, and will continue long after every thought you have ever thought has dissolved into something quieter. The rain knows. All of it moving forward, together, in the dark, in the warmth, in the soft and endless rhythm of a world that doesn't need your help to continue.